You guys should hire back massagers to give you guys back massages the whole time.
You'd think, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
you know,
that would be
if
great.
you're the Pope, you'd think there'd be somebody standing there
I know.
the time. Yeah.
Well, first, congrats on this film.
Thank you.
So this is such a fascinating movie. So why tell this story?
Well, I wanted to tell a story on Pope Francis, no matter which story would be. And so I said yes before having the script. And then when I was given the script, I said yes, yes, yes. But I was interested in Pope Francis. I'm a big fan of him, of his politics more than his religious beliefs or his what he does for the church.
And now, Jonathan, let's talk about the Pope in the room. What was the very first thing you did when you, A, found out you were going to do this movie, and B, what was the very first thing you did to prepare for your role as Pope Francis?
Well, I began preparing for Pope Francis, not knowing I was preparing for it, by responding to him when he was created Pope. He was the first Pope I had ever really taken any notice of, because I felt he was talking my kind of language. He was talking to the world about how we needed change within society, and talking about the ecology and talking about the economy and how it affected people's lives, especially poor people's lives. He was on our TV screens and in our newspapers, as he still is, all the time. So my awareness of him as a man and as a pope started then. When I was asked to play him, it came not as too much of a surprise, because the day he was created Pope, the internet was full of images of the two of us side by side, either me or High Sparrow and Pope Francis. So it was my agent called and said they want you to play the Pope in a film, and just in terms of being an actor, I thought, oh, really, is that something I really want to do? I thought, you're on a hiding to nothing somehow. But then I read the script, and by then I knew Fernando was going to be directing it, and I knew the character of this script. It wasn't going to be a holier than thou hagiography of Pope Francis. It was going to be an examination of two men with opposing views, and how we could all understand one another, debate peacefully with each other, and find a common understanding.
Now, I saw an interview where you and Anthony kind of sang sort of a duet. So I'd like to know if you two have a special song.
Well, that with Tony came on the spur of the moment. We didn't know we were going to do that. So
Excuses.
We've never sung together. You've never seen this interview, have you?
No.
No. You have no song to sing together?
No.
Nothing?
Well,
So,
I could hum the theme of Brazil, because Fernando's
okay.
Brazilian, and then my film is Brazil. I could do that, but I don't know if that would.
I see. This should be our anthem.
Fade out.
You've done this, yeah, sure.
see, that's going to lead the interview. I can already tell that's going to be the first soundbite we use.
Yeah.
Now, this film is about two very, very different men. So both of you and Anthony both approached the film, I'm sure, in different ways. So what was that process like, and what was that process like for you to watch them?
Yeah, Tony Hopkins, he works on the words. So 5 months before we shot, he wrote me an email asking me not to change a single word, because he was going to start preparing the part. It's very difficult, because the script keeps developing till the day. Well, after you shoot the film, you still change the script, add lines, ADR, and so it was very difficult.
Wow.
Yeah, to deal with that. But anyway, he really works word by word, and he sent me dozens of emails saying how he would play each moment, the pause he wanted to make. It was really, really technical. And Jonathan is much more like a jazz actor. He gets the mood of the character and is ready to respond. Whatever comes, he will respond like the actor. So
How
I
interesting.
wasn't very sure how those two of them would work together, because it's a very different process, but it worked.
And how did you and Anthony get along? What was the most surprising thing you found about one another?
I'm going to wait until that toilet stops flushing.
I know, that's so odd that
There you
it...
go.
No, it's okay.
Let's continue.
I think I was a bit wary of Tony at first. I didn't know how he was going to be, because we had no like a lot of films, you have no rehearsal time. And it played into the scenes because it's what happens between Bergoglio and Benedict. When they meet, they're kind of sniffing around each other like two dogs, you know, and then eventually when they like the smell of each other, they become friends, and that you see that journey that the popes go on. It's the same journey that Tony and I went on. We started off, I don't think, not wary of each other, but just listening hard to each other, and then become great friends, which we did. And you can see it in the film because there's a joy in the relationship.
And do you have a favorite movie, each of you, of Anthony Hopkins?
Of his films?
Of his films.
Well, I remember being horrified by Silence of the Lambs.
Oh my gosh, who wasn't?
Yeah.
It's the obvious choice, but would be my choice as well.
Yeah.
On set, did you ever ask him to
The
quote?
one who plays the butler, what's the name? The Remains of the Day.
Remains of the Day.
This
is
is
one of
fantastic.
the wonderful
He's
films.
fantastic.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Did you ever ask him to quote any lines of his previous movies on your set? No.
No.
I wouldn't.
Okay, well, when I come see your next movie on set, when I come visit, I'll ask all of you to do imitations of all the popes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Great. Okay. Thank you.
It was an
Thanks.
excellent film. Thank you
Thank
guys
you.
so much.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Have a great
Thank you.